Hello guys and welcome to today's little puzzle. Lightning Shock is the king. Let's get right to it. So what do I see? Well, I see that their king is indeed somewhat locked in by our pieces. Now, more importantly though, I do also notice that we don't really have that many ways of giving a check. The only ones being either to use our bishop over here to take their knight with check, however that would be countered by their rook. Alternatively, we can sacrifice one of our own rooks, which can then subsequently be taken by their pawns. Now, I actually do think that sacrificing the rook is one of the better moves because, well, as I just showed, their king is pretty much trapped. And if we use the rooks, that only leaves them with the option to take instead of moving their king out of the way. Because right now, their king actually has some escape being over here, where we can't touch it unless we use said rooks. Now, which rook should we use? Well, if we use this one, that can actually be contested in two different ways, whereas this one can only be contested in one way. And since we don't want them to have options, we shall use this rook. Now, they do obviously use the pawn as that's their only option, but by doing so, they have opened up, and more importantly, we actually have opened up this bishop to give this check instead of this one. Because now the rook no longer is preventing our bishop from moving there. Also, they can't use any piece to interact with the bishop, meaning that they have to move their king if they want to evade the check. Now, the only place they can go is to the side over to the square they could previously escape. But now we have tons of pieces actually that are preventing their king from escaping, because the bishop over here is preventing all of these squares, our rook is preventing all of these squares, and the bishop over here is preventing these squares. Meaning that under cover of the bishop, now our pawn can slide forward, giving the check. And since I just showed, their king can't move anywhere, meaning that this will be checkmate. There we go. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.